Good morning, students. Let us continue with the chapter 1, and the topic is management as an art, science and profession. How management is an art. Before that, we should know what is the meaning of art. Art is the skillful and personalized application of existing knowledge to achieve desired results. It can be acquired through study, observation, and experience. For this, we should know certain features related to an art. There are 3 features. Number 1, existence of theoretical knowledge. It means you should have a literature related to it. For example, for dancing, public speaking, acting, music, these are certain examples. Presupposes the existence of certain theoretical knowledge. Second is personalized application. Mean to say that every individual varies in applying these formulas or applying this knowledge which they have acquired from the first topic. For example, 2 dancers, 2 speakers, 2 actors, 2 winners. They always differ in demonstrating their art, their work, their situation, their management. Third is based on practice and creativity. All art is practical. Art implies creative practice of existing theoretical knowledge. Since art is concerned with personal application of knowledge, some kind of creativity is required to practice the principles learnt by them in the first point. For example, a musician makes a unique composition based on these specific 7 notes learnt by him or her. So if I talk about whether management is an art or not, starting with the first point, existence of theoretical knowledge, which we have studied just before this, that is yes. As an art, management too. It has also a lot of literature, lots and lots of information related to it, just to understand day-to-day managing these enterprises. So, we'll say yes, the first point goes 100%. Second point was personalized application. Again, it goes 100%. Management too. A manager applies acquired knowledge which he has gathered. So, he is involved in the activities of the organization, studies critical situation and formulate his own theories for the given situation. Last point is based on practice and creativity. Same way, again 100% it goes with it. Yes, it is an art. So management satisfies this criteria as manager gains experience and achieves perfection after long practice. A manager works through a combination of practice, creativity, imagination, initiative and innovation. So we'll say yes, management is an art. Now moving on to the second part of it, is management a science? Let us go through it and try to understand whether it is science or not. The basic feature of science are as follows. Science is a systematized body of knowledge. Its principles are based on cause and effect relationship. Then they are talking about these scientific principles are based on observation. These are tested, experimented repeatedly under the control condition and finally checked whether they are valid or not. So going through it, first point, systematized body of knowledge. Like science, management is a systematized body of knowledge by given its theory, its vocabulary, its terms, its principles and the information over a period of time. So, this feature of science is present in management. So, we will say it 100% it is going on. Second point, principle based on observation and experimentation. Like science, the principle of management are derived over a period of time through observation and repeated experimentation. However, since management deals with human beings and human behavior, which is totally unpredictable, so the outcome which you will get will not be definite. It may not be exact what you derived earlier. So in science we get exact result, whereas in management it is inexact. So it is not going on fully. So we will say it that it is partially accepted. Moving on to the third point, whether it is science or not, universal validity. The principle of management provides manager with certain standardized techniques that can be used in different situations. These principles are also used for training and development of managers. However, the principles of management are not as exact as the principles of science. The application are used, but it is not universal. Mean to say that they are modified according to the given situation and then they are applied. And even we don't get a definite answer while applying it. So again, it is not fully satisfying as science was satisfying it. So at last we can say management is not exact science, it is inexact science or it is a social science. Based on these two topics, we can get a question, is management both art and a science? We will say yes by considering 3 points of art and 1 point, first point, which was 100% valid or accepting that point. So these 4 points will make the answer of is management both an art and a science. Now moving on to the next topic, is management a profession? For understanding profession, we should know the characteristics. Well-defined body of knowledge is the first one. Means you have to acquire the knowledge through specific instruction. Second is restricted entry. Means for getting admission and for rejection, you have to pass through an examination. If you pass, you are permitted, and if you don't pass, your entry is restricted. Then there is a professional association. Means for regulating it, there is a association that provides you a certificate of practice and enforces you to go through the code of conduct. Next is ethical code of conduct. This describes about the guidelines, the behavior of the members. All doctors, for example, have to take an oath of ethical practice at the time they enter the profession. Last is service motive. The basic motive of the profession is to serve their client interest by rendering dedicated and committed services. The task of the lawyer is to ensure that his client gets justice. So now moving on to management. Management is a profession but not a full-fledged profession like legal, accounting or medical profession, since it does not meet the exact criteria of a true profession. This will be clear as we have done the well-defined of wallet. It is telling about whether it is constituting, having those institutes which are providing this information. Yes, we do agree. So the feature of profession is present as a management. So first point is 100%. Second one is restricted entry. For taking admission in IIM through the examination only. But there is no restriction and no one is going to stop you as a manager if you want to run your own business. It is not necessary that you require that specific qualification. So we talk about it, the feature of profession is not present in management. Then is professional association. It talks about All Indian Management Association that has laid down a code of conduct to regulate the activities of their members. There is, however, no compulsion for the manager to become a part of it. So again, this feature of profession is not present in management. Next one is ethical code of conduct. AIMA has devised a code of conduct for Indian managers, but there is no statutory hacking or backing of this code. It is not compulsory for that. So presently this feature again is not present in the management. Last point, which is service motive. This talks about helping the organization to achieve its goal. It has to go for a reasonable price, reasonable quality to serve the society. So presently this feature in profession is not fully present in management. If it is not fully present out of these 5, we will say that it is on the way to profession, but actually it is not a profession, because out of 5 only first one is considered to be accepted, rest 4 are not accepted. So we have studied that management as an art, which includes 3 points: existence of theoretical knowledge, personalized application based on continuous practice and creativity. So all 3 points are satisfied. So it is an art. Out of this science, systematized body of knowledge is 100% going on and accepted, But the next two, that is principle based on observation and experimentation and the universal validity, they are not fully satisfying. So it is inexact science, not a pure science. Is it a profession? No, it is on the way to profession because it is fulfilling only one point, that is well-defined body of knowledge, rest, restricted entry, professional association, ethical code of conduct, service motive. This is not being accepted. That's why we will say it is on the way to profession but not a profession.